Meet Dr. Rina Sahi, an optometrist based in Edmonton, Canada. Dr. Sahi and her team at I9 Optometry will be taking us through a daily routine of an optometrist.
Good morning. It's 5:30 in the morning and I wake up and start my day. We'll be running downstairs. I usually start my day with a cup of hot water, lemon water, with my choice of some sort of antioxidant herb. Now I am going to go downstairs and do a quick workout. This allows me to have some personal time and unwind before my day starts. Now time to wake up the kids, get them ready, and head over to school. All right, so we've made it to school. I am dropping them off. It is now 8:30 and I will be starting work at 9 a.m. today.
We are outside of my office and it is 8:50 a.m. in the morning and we'll get our day started today. All right, let's mask up. Perfect, so come on in and I can enter my room. Alright, so
I usually start off my day by looking at what the schedule holds for the day. Today it seems like we have a lot of comprehensive eye examinations, a lot of children eye exams, and we have some emergency eye exams scheduled in here as well. The bulk of private practice in optometry is comprehensive eye examinations, which include visual acuities, pupil reaction, muscle control, eye fixation, measuring eye pressure. Once we have done the preliminary testing, we then move on to refraction, which means taking a look and seeing what glasses, prescription, contact lens prescription the patient may require. For this, it is important to know what they do for a living. They're students or do a lot of computer activity. Once we determine what they do for a living, what the prescription is, then we go in and extensively talk to them about the type of glasses they might require, whether or not contact lenses is an option. If they are interested in contact lenses, then we go ahead and choose a certain contact lens that would work best for them. Once we determine which optical device modality works best for the patient, we move on to assessing ocular health. Want to make sure that the structures of the eye from the cornea all the way to the retina are intact, healthy. A lot of practices are able to do fundus photography, which is pick retinal photos and OCT images or cross-sectional images of certain parts of the eye. And I go through these images with the patient in the exam room. This is important so the patient has a good understanding of what we're looking for. Since we do get a direct view of the blood vessels through an eye examination, we are able to assess for a lot of systemic conditions, and a lot of systemic conditions do have ocular manifestations such as diabetes, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, even MS. We are also able to assess some neurological conditions as well, since the eye is an extension of the neurological system. See, about 80% of our brain actually controls vision. It's also important to note that a lot of systemic medications can have ocular side effects. So a lot of patients are always surprised when they say, oh, we are on antidepressants or birth control even, and we mention, that there are ocular side effects from those medications. So it is really important for us to find out what the patient's medical history is and if they are using any medications. I chose private practice because it really allows you to spend time with the patient, really get to know them, and are able to set a rapport with your patients. I started my career as an associate, and I had worked as an associate for 10 years. After 10 years of that, I decided to go ahead and explore opening my own practice. A lot of challenges, definitely had to learn the business aspect of running a business. Now that I am in my third year of running I9, I can say that there has definitely been some challenges. You have to understand time management, patience, figure out marketing strategies, also learning how to use and leverage social media has been a new challenge that I never had to do before. So definitely some learning curves, but I am enjoying it and I would do it again in a heartbeat if I had to. It is now 4:30, so I am just about to close my exam room down. At the end of the day, I usually like to recap with my staff how their day went, if there are any issues that need to be addressed. The office is now closed and I am going to be driving home to now make dinner for the family.
So the first patient of the day is going to be Tanya Lee. She's 32. All right, let's go grab our patient. Good morning, Tanya. How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
I'm Dr. Sahi. I'm going to actually get you all started, so come follow me. All right, we are just going to do some preliminary screening tests right now, so I'll get you to have a seat right here for me. Are you wearing contacts right now?
Not today.
Okay, do you wear glasses?
I do.
Did you bring them with you?
No, not today.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Next time you have them with you, just bring them in and we can read what your prescription is if you had it. I'm going to get you to drop your chin right there for me, forehead against the bar. So this test will scan the front surface of your eye so we can get the corneal curvatures and gives us a ballpark of your prescription. So you're going to see a picture of a house there. I'm just going to have you stare at that house for me. Awesome job. You did great. You can sit back for me. Enjoying the lovely weather.
Lovely. It's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to have you follow me. We're going to go into the next room right here. You can have a seat on this side here. All right, so what this machine is going to do is it's actually going to do some scans of the back of your eye and take some photographs of the back of your eye. So we call this an OCT. On this camera. All right, you're going to see a green X there. I'm just going to have you blink a couple times. And you're just going to stare at that green X for me. You're doing awesome. Just keep staring at that green X. So the machine is just scanning your macula at this point, and then it's going to end with a really bright flash. And do the same thing with your left eye. Beautiful. You see that green X for me. Blink a couple times. Now hold your gaze nice and still. Just keep staring at that green X, and it's going to end with that flash. Beautiful. All right. So let's actually just review your pictures right here. So this is the back of your right eye. Have you ever seen pictures of the back of your eye before?
No, never.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. So basically light goes through your pupils, hits the receptors in the retina, that's the orange part that you're seeing. Those retinal receptors then take that information and lead it all the way to the back of your brain through the optic nerve. So when we get into our exam room, we're going to be measuring your ocular pressure, and that just means the pressure that holds the eye together. If it's an elevated pressure, it can actually compress this nerve and cause damage. But in your case, I see that your nerve looks fantastic, so I'm really happy about that. This region here is your macula. This controls all of our essential 20/20 vision, so everything that we're seeing nice and sharp happens here. This area is very sensitive to UV damage, oxidative damage. Anybody with paler skin, lighter colored eyes, unfortunately you're a little more susceptible to UV damage, so we always want to do a cross-sectional image of this. And this image is referred to as an OCT image. So we can actually see all the layers of your macula here, and you can see if there's any sort of early detection of pigment changes. but in your case, your macula looks beautiful. I'm just gonna actually go back to that picture here. Just gonna highlight your blood vessels here. Are you hypertensive at all, Tanya?
Not sure, actually.
Do you take any blood pressure medication? No. Do you recall the last time your physical was?
January.
Okay, so at that time your doctor should have taken your blood pressure, but you see your blood vessels here, how these ones here are quite thick, and then you see as you get out they narrow quite a bit. Yours are quite thin, so when we compare your arteries and your vein ratio, these changes or that thinning of those arteries could be indicative of blood pressure changes. So the next time you go and see your doctor, it's a good idea for you to bring that up, and I'll send a note to your family doctor as well so he knows exactly what we talked about.
Okay.
I'm just going to move over to the left side. And again, now looks great. Macula looks awesome. I cannot complain about it. If I do a cross-sectional image of that macula, it looks perfect, pretty much like a textbook. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to take you into the exam room and let's get started. Alright, you can have a seat in that black chair there for me. Alright, so have you been noticing any changes or any problems with your vision, or do you feel like, yeah, things are about the same?
Just driving in the evening and stuff.
Okay. Is that when you usually wear your glasses, or you don't use them for reading or for close-up activity?
Sometimes, not today.
Okay. So you kind of use them for anything that you really need to see clear. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to start with your vision. So I'm going to get you to cover up your left eye for me. Looking right through that mirror, would you be able to read these letters right here?
Nope.
Right, can you read those ones? All right, can you read those ones?
CPDZS.
Any sense?
EAPDF.
All right, let's switch over to the other side. Is that a little bit better, worse, or about the same? Okay, can you read those?
FPTZS.
Nice, and these ones here.
PEL0D.
Good. And these ones?
VDFSC.
Good. Can you read those ones? Difficult.
LFONZ.
All right, do you think you can do these ones? What do you call it?
PAZOB.
Oh, that's pretty good. You're doing much better with this side. You see those ones?
HT0BG.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so good news is legally you're able to be on the road without your glasses. Thanks to that left eye. Thanks to that left eye, which is great. So I'm going to take this out of your way now. Our glasses. Okay, I am going to take a look at your pupils. So I'm going to ask you to look straight ahead. I'm going to shine a really bright light in your eyes. Okay, when I say it's bright, beautiful, awesome. I'm going to ask you to look at my lights right here. Just going to make sure your muscles are aligned. Awesome, follow my light. Don't move your head. Head stays nice and still. Keep tracking my light. We're just looking for any weakness or restrictions in your gaze. Beautiful. All right, do you remember that puff of air test?
Sure do.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you good news. We don't do that here. It's a little traumatizing. So this machine is actually going to measure that pressure that we touched base on in the OCT room there. This machine gets close to your eyes. It may tickle your lashes only if you blink on me. Otherwise, you shouldn't feel a thing. It does make a beeping sound. Sounds fair? You're just looking straight ahead. Relax. Eyes nice and wide open. Nice job. Beautiful. Oh, sorry. Good job. So 17 and 14, pressures are nice and normal. Anything between 10 to 21 is considered normal. So you're doing great. All right. So let's take a look and see if we can get you Seeing a little bit better? Okay, so I'm gonna start off with your right eye. Just gonna keep those letters a little bit bigger. Do you think you can read any of these letters right here for me? Nope. Is this
INVFDH.
perfect? And that seems a little bit better.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looking at these letters, would you say it's clearer on lens 1, 2? About the same. That's 1, 2. 2 clearer, 3 feels about the same. That's 2. That's 3. Awesome. Would you be able to read those letters for me?
Said VFC.
Good job. Even clearer if I do that? Much clearer if I do that? Or about the same? Lens number 1. Lens number 2. Nice. 2, 3. Can you tell a difference?
Yeah.
That's 2. 3 is much clearer. Good. 5, 6, about the same. 5,
6 is better.
good. Between 7, 8. Pretty close. That's 7, 8. Nice answer. Good. Can you tell me if it's clearer on lens 1, 2, about the same? 1 and 2. 1. Can you read those out loud?
TDCFS.
And we'll go one more.
Nope.
Pretty small. As best as you can. Can you read anything? Yep.
THGZ.
Awesome job. You just read 2020. That is very impressive.
That's great.
I'm moving over to your left side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Would you be able to read any of these letters right about here?
NGBZO.
Good. Large letters. Do you prefer lens number 1? 2, almost the same. 1, and that's 2.
2 better. TVLFA.
3, 4, no change. 3, 4. 5, crisper. 6, about the same. That's 5, 6. Pretty close.
5 is better.
Do you like one 7 or 8? Feels the same. That's 7, 8. Pretty close to the
7,
same.
yeah.
Nice. Smaller letters. Do you like 9 or 10? Can you read those for me?
GABHO.
Beautiful. And blink. Let's have you read these letters as best as you can.
LGBFH.
Does this feel even sharper?
Yes.
Awesome. You just read 2020 again. And now if I do this, feels what, clearer now? With 2?
Yeah.
Perfect. Can you read those?
DHZPA.
And 1 or 2 clearer for 1 for 2. About the same. 1, 2, pretty close. Good. Awesome. And last set. Can you read those?
PZTEH.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to test your reading just to make sure. All right. Just turn that lamp on. Give you
Get my knitting.
give you a little extra light there. Perfect.
Okay.
Give you more light. All right. What's the smallest line you can read there for me? Go ahead.
DDCKZNEOH.
Perfect. Awesome. So you're doing great. That was 2020 reading. No reading prescription necessary for you at 32. That's awesome. I'm just going to take a look to make sure that your eyes look nice and healthy. So this is called a slit lamp. And this will let me get right to the all the way from the front to the back of your eye. So we'll be able to check all the structures here. All right, I'm gonna get you to drop your chin right there for me, forehead against the bar. Does that feel comfortable or is it a little too high? This is good. Perfect, awesome. So I'm gonna ask you to look at my right ear right here. And you're good about removing any makeup before you go to sleep, correct?
I am.
Blink for me. Blink. Beautiful. I'm gonna ask you to look in my ear. And get right to the back of your eye. Perfect. All the way up. To your left. To your right. All the way down. Just gonna hold that lid up. Fantastic. Do you find that your eyes sometimes feel a little bit dry?
Yes, sometimes I do.
Can I have you look all the way? And I'm just gonna tug on your lower lid. Just gonna push on your lid a little bit here. All right, we're just expressing glands that line the lower and upper part of your lid margin, and these glands actually produce oils that help coat the tear film. But they get backlogged with oils, dirt, debris from the air, from our skin, and then it destabilizes your tear film. I'm just gonna look at your left eye. I'm gonna ask you to look at my right ear. Beautiful. So we're looking at conjunctiva, getting a good look at the cornea, your iris, the anterior chamber, all the way to the lens. And now I'll be able to look at the vitreous and all the way back to the retina. Beautiful. Your optic nerve, which is on the photograph. It's just a little bit easier when we look in with the 90 diopter lens. I'm going to ask you to look up all the way over to your left, just so we can get out to the periphery. Over to your right. Down towards the ground. Relax. I'm just going to hold that lid up. Fantastic. Go ahead and sit back. You did great. Okay, so good news is your eyes are nice and healthy. Seems like you're slightly nearsighted. So nearsighted means you see better close up than you do far away. And so I do recommend wearing the glasses when you are driving or night driving for sure.
Okay.
And the reason why you kind of said, well, I like to wear them when I'm on the computer reading is because you have something called astigmatism. And astigmatism, have you heard of astigmatism before?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Sure. So astigmatism just means your eye is shaped like a football versus a soccer ball. 92% of the population has astigmatism. It just means when you're looking at something, instead of having the light go through your eye and make one image on the back of the eye, your brain actually gets, or your light actually goes through twice. So you end up getting two images on the back of your eye. The two actually create sort of this fuzzy or haloed image. So when you see that shadowing around those letters, probably early on in the test, you could see that they were doubled or shadowed. That means that you've got some astigmatism. So when we correct it, basically once it's in your glasses, light goes through, just makes one image on your retina, and then your brain can process that image. So you're very lucky you don't need any reading help, but you can use the glasses when you do a lot of focused activity that's close up, so looking at your phone or reading for long periods of time. But yeah, you're doing awesome. So we usually recommend a routine eye exam every 2 years for an adult, as long as everything's healthy. So I'll print out a copy of your prescription. I do recommend getting an anti-reflective coating on the lens, and that just will make sure that the image is so much clearer through those glasses. And then talking about dryness, so we talked about those glands being clogged up a little bit. So what I recommend is something called a warm compress to help kind of express that retained debris and oil out of those glands. And a hot compress, you can use one of those gel packs or an eye mask that we carry here. You heat it up in the microwave, just put a towel underneath the heating mask, top for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then you would have to go in and do a lid massage. So you look up towards the ceiling, and you're just gonna gently press in right along the base of your lash line there. Close your eye and you're going to do the same thing along the upper lashes, right along the base of those lashes, and then you're going to do the other side the same way. And what that's going to do is that's actually going to help stimulate those glands for you, and you're going to notice that your eyes will feel much more moist.
I want to do massage it for him.
You just have to do once across the top and once across the bottom. So it's not a 3 or 4 minute massage. No, not at all. You can also use an artificial tear. I usually suggest the ones without preservatives. They last so much longer and there's no corneal toxicity because they're without preservatives. So they work wonderful. And so for you at this point, I would recommend something like that. Yeah.
And I can get those here.
Oh, absolutely. And if you run out, we always have more.
Great.
Perfect, come on out. I'm going to sign your prescription. Please come on out. Thank you, Emily. I brought my own pencil. All right, so I will just hold that for you. And then I've got Emily over here. I think she will be able to help you take a look at glasses, lenses, and tell you all about what we carry.
Great. Thanks so much for all your help. Very informative.
No problems. Absolutely pleasure meeting you today.
A big thank you to Dr. Sahi for bringing us with her throughout her day. Don't forget to follow her on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it and follow us for some additional content about healthcare.